And the embassy is pleased to host today an event which is a program from the Swiss Disability and Development Consortium represented to CBM Nepal here. Where is CBM Nepal?
CBM Nepal is
here. They are here. So also congratulations. Today is the launch of a study which was commissioned by the consortium, and also you have already seen there is some pictures with stories of women who face disabilities, and some of them are even here, and thank you for coming and sharing with us your stories. I personally wonder day by day when I walk in Kathmandu how it must be for people with disabilities. And it's not only in Kathmandu, it's everywhere. There is no sign that there is any infrastructure which allows people with disability to move around. And this is a mobility which is not given to people and women with disability. But I believe more than physical hurdles are the social hurdles, and the stigmatization, the superstition about disability, the self-blame, the the weak self-confidence by people with disability, and especially by women themselves. And these facts are the barrier and create a multiple discrimination. And it's time to act. When I look back, I was here 15 years ago, and I believe, and please correct me if I'm wrong, it has changed. I observe that there is more acceptance, at least in Kathmandu, but please correct me when I say, when I'm wrong. We hear about the study, and after we have looked at the exhibition, that we all spur action to include more and more, now especially women with disability in Nepal. So thank you for coming. Thank you for being with us. Thank you also for sharing your testimony with us.
International Day of Women. So we are here to share some findings and some stories and to hear some stories from women with disabilities that they are facing in Nepal, in their communities, and how they have expressed it through a method called PhotoVoice. So CBM, along with other member organizations of Swiss Disability and Development Consortium, which is a Swiss-based consortium where CBM, Handicap International, Humanity and Inclusion, FairMed, and IDA, International Disability Alliance, are member of that consortium, and we are working together for this research, which is done in Nepal for women with disabilities, and basically focusing on rights of women with disability, their political rights, their social rights, and their economic rights. So here we work with selected 10 women with disabilities who were trained on capturing photographs, and they work in their family, their surroundings, their home environment, and captured some very interesting photographs, and which is being presented here. 10 of us, 10 of the pictures and their stories are presented over here. This ceremony. So where we encourage all of us, the stakeholders, to ensure the right. I'd like to request all of you to look into these stories, try to relate it, and empower women with disabilities in all aspects of their development and rights.
In regards to social, political, and economic spectrum, right? So what did we find? Again, I mean, if you look at this, it's just, you know, a lot of words right there, but this is what we found when we did the coding from the information that we got from our respondents in regards to their barriers and enablers. And I'm gonna delve in deeper in the next slide. And before getting into the findings, what we found was that there were many underlying factors that we really need to delve into. Okay. So just to highlight on the stigmatization and multiple discrimination, we asked as researchers to these women, to our respondents, you know, what is it actually that is making you more ostracized, you know, that is ostracizing you more apart from where you are today? And, you know, we were thinking maybe it's because they are a daughter, maybe it's because they have a different social background, they come from different areas, geographical location and all that, but they said, it is my disability. And this was right there as a statement. Next slide. Maybe you can just, yeah. So, and then we talk about lack of accessibility. It is not only infrastructure, but also education, because some of us are really into education. Some of us want that education like other people do. Some of us want to go to school where others go to, and that is one of the really tough, you know, it was very heart-touching listening to the stories when they shared their testimonies regarding education, because there's stigma inside. I experienced it during the pandemic. And again, when you think about people with disabilities and them striving to get their health care, then we can imagine what they are going through. We can imagine what they go through in a daily stint. This was one. I wasn't fearless then. I also couldn't work, and that was tough. What added to that was my financial difficulty. It was difficult not having financial stability. So finances and self-confidence are congruent in these terms. So we talk about economic inclusion, the barriers, which sort of pushes them into vulnerability context. And then, of course, most of them are dependent on their family members for finances, for health, for everything that they do. And then there is lack of access to formal labor market. Again, we might know the story of our labor markets here. It's very difficult. We saw that during the pandemic. We saw people striving for food, just in that sense.
I am very honored to be a part of PhotoVoice study from Nepal Disabled Women Association. For organization, I have the chance to coordinate with 4 organizations who are involved in this PhotoVoice study. Violence and abuse, gender-based violence is very high for women with disabilities, and evidence varies by types of disabilities and other factors such as ethnicity, disability categories, age, geographical location, and others.
There was a program and there were 10 women with disabilities, 10 women with disabilities. And yes, and in that program, we had our opportunity to express our testimony, our experiences in that program through PhotoVoice workshop, and we share about challenges, we share about our barriers, we share about our opportunities, and I was very happy, and I'm happy I'm happy today to share my experience here also. Thank you very much.
फेरि खिचौँ हाम्रो पनि खिच्दिनु ल